Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Learn with Podcast. I'm so happy you're here with us today.
Hey there, great to have you joining us again. I always look forward to recording these episodes.
Me too. I actually had a really interesting week. My neighbor told me she was so nervous about going to her son's school for a parent-teacher conference. She didn't know what to say or how to ask questions in English.
Oh, that's such a common situation. A lot of parents feel exactly the same way. It can feel really stressful if you're not sure what phrases to use.
That's why today's topic is so important. Today we're talking about parent-teacher conference phrases. We'll teach you the real English that parents and teachers use in these meetings.
By the end of this episode, you'll know how to introduce yourself, ask about your child's progress, talk about problems, and say goodbye politely, all in natural, everyday English.
We'd love to know, have you ever been to a parent-teacher conference or maybe had one as a student? Tell us in the comments. We really enjoy reading what you share with us.
And if you haven't subscribed to Simple English Talks yet, please do it right now. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a new episode. Okay, let's jump right in.
All right, let's start with the very beginning of a parent-teacher conference. How to greet the teacher and introduce yourself. This is the first thing you'll do when you walk in, so it's really important to feel confident.
Right, and the good news is these phrases are simple. You don't need fancy vocabulary. You just need to be polite and clear.
Let's look at the basic structure. You can say, hello, I'm your name. I'm child's name's parent. That's it. Short and clear.
Here's some real examples you can use. Number 1. Hello, I'm Maria. I'm Sophia's mom. It's nice to meet you. Number 2. Good morning. I'm Mr. Park. I'm James's father. Thank you for meeting with me. Number 3. Hi, I'm Anna. I'm the guardian of Tommy. I'm glad we could talk today.
I love that last one. Guardian is a word some people use if they're not the biological parent. It's totally fine to use in a school setting.
Now, what if you arrive and no one greets you first? You can say, "Excuse me, are you Miss Johnson? I have an appointment at 3 o'clock." Or you can say, "Hi, I'm here for the parent-teacher conference. My child is in your class. Her name is Lena."
You can also add a small, friendly comment to relax the atmosphere. For example, thank you for taking the time to meet with me. I know you're very busy. Teachers really appreciate when parents say that.
That's a great tip. And don't forget, a smile goes a long way. Can you try saying your introduction right now? Pause the video, say your name and your child's name in English. Go ahead, we'll wait for you.
The negative form is simple too. If you forget the teacher's name, just say, I'm sorry, could you remind me of your name? Don't feel embarrassed. It happens to everyone. Teachers don't mind at all.
Great. So for greetings, remember, say your name, say your child's name, and thank the teacher. 3 easy steps. Let's move on to the next part.
Main teaching section 2, asking about your child's progress. Now we get to the heart of the conference, asking about how your child is doing. This is probably the most important part, and there are lots of useful phrases here.
Parents usually want to know 3 things: how their child is doing academically, that means with schoolwork, how they're behaving, and how they're getting along with other students.
Let's start with academics. You can ask, how is my son doing in your class? Or, can you tell me about my daughter's grades? Or even, is she keeping up with the rest of the class?
Keeping up is a really useful phrase. It means, is the child working at the same level as others, not falling behind? You might also hear the teacher say, he's doing really well, or she's a little behind in reading. Both of these are very natural.
Now for behavior. You can ask, does he pay attention in class? Or are there any issues with her behavior? Or is he respectful to the other students and to you? These are polite ways to ask without sounding aggressive.
For social skills, try, does she get along with the other kids? Or does he have friends in the class? Or is she comfortable participating in group activities? These questions show the teacher that you care about the whole child, not just grades.
Here's a more formal version versus informal. Formal, could you describe my child's academic performance this term? Informal, so how's he doing overall? Both are fine, but the formal one sounds very professional in a meeting.
Try this quick practice. Can you ask the question, how is my child doing in math? Now try, is she getting along with the other students? Write your answers in the comments. We'd love to see how you do.
First, listen carefully to what the teacher says. Second, ask follow-up questions if you don't understand. Third, take notes so you remember the important things. This will make your conference much more productive.
Excellent. So we've covered greetings and asking about progress. Now let's talk about something a little harder, discussing problems or concerns.
This section is about talking about difficulties, things that aren't going well. This can feel uncomfortable, but with the right phrases, you can handle it calmly and respectfully.
Sometimes the teacher brings up a problem, sometimes the parent does. Either way, the goal is to work together, not to argue. Keep that in mind and your tone will naturally stay positive.
If the teacher tells you about a problem, a great response is, "Thank you for letting me know. I'll talk to him about that at home." Or, "I appreciate you telling me. What do you suggest we do?" These phrases show you're cooperative and open to help.
Here are some examples of how a teacher might bring up a concern. I've noticed that your daughter has been struggling with reading. Or, your son sometimes has trouble focusing during lessons. Or, she's been missing some homework assignments recently.
And here's how you can respond politely. "Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me." Or, "I've noticed that at home too. What can we do to help him?" Or, "Can you recommend any resources or activities that might help her?"
Notice the phrase, "What can we do?" Using we shows the teacher that you see this as a team effort. Teachers really like that kind of attitude.
Now, what if you want to bring up a concern? Say something like, "I wanted to mention something. My son has been feeling a little anxious about school lately." Or, "I've noticed she seems unhappy some days. Is everything okay in class?" Or, "He's been saying he doesn't like lunchtime. Is there something going on socially?"
For tone and delivery, always sound calm and curious, not upset or accusatory. Instead of, why isn't my child learning anything, try, I'm a little worried about his progress. Can we talk about it? The second version is much more likely to get a helpful response.
Let's do a mini practice. I'll be the teacher. Speaker 2 will be the parent. Teacher, your daughter has been a bit distracted in class lately. Parent, what do you say?
Parent, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you for telling me. Has anything specific been happening, and what do you think would help her focus better? Perfect. You stayed calm, you asked for details, and you asked for advice. That's the ideal response. Try saying it out loud right now. Pause and practice.
Remember, stay calm, use we language, and always ask what you can do to help. That's the key structure for discussing problems. Let's move to our common mistakes section. Okay, let's talk about some common mistakes that English learners make during parent-teacher conferences. And honestly, I've made some of these myself when I was learning English, so don't feel bad.
Mistake number 1, being too direct or sounding rude without meaning to. For example, some people say, my child is not learning anything in your class. That sounds like an attack. Instead, say, I'm concerned about my child's progress. Can we talk about it? The second version is polite and gets a much better reaction.
Why does this happen? In some languages and cultures, being very direct is normal and not rude at all. But in English, especially in school settings, softer language works better. Adding words like I think, I feel, or I'm a little worried makes a big difference.
Mistake number 2, using the wrong tense. Some people say, how my child does in class. That's incorrect. The correct form is, how is my child doing in class? Or, how does my child do in class? Use the present continuous for ongoing situations and simple present for habits. Practice this one. It's very common.
Mistake number 3, forgetting to say thank you at the end. Some parents get the information they need and then just leave. But it's really important to say, Thank you so much for your time today, or I really appreciate everything you do for my child. It leaves a great impression and teachers remember it.
Mistake number 4, not asking follow-up questions. If the teacher says something you don't fully understand, don't just nod and smile. Say, "I'm sorry, could you explain that a little more?" Or, "What does that mean exactly?" It's completely okay to ask. In fact, it shows you're paying attention.
Making mistakes is part of learning, and every parent, even native English speakers, sometimes says something awkward in these meetings. The important thing is that you're there, you're trying, and you care about your child. That matters most.
Try writing one correct sentence in the comments. Introduce yourself as if you're meeting your child's teacher for the first time. We'll read your comments, and it's great practice. All right, let's do our interactive practice next.
Welcome to our interactive practice section. This is my favorite part. We're going to play Choose the Better Sentence. I'll give you a situation and 2 options. You choose which one sounds more natural and polite. Ready?
Try saying your answer out loud before I explain. That's the best way to practice.
Situation 1. You arrive and want to introduce yourself. Option A, I am the mother of the student. Option B, hi, I'm Sarah. I'm Tom's mom. Nice to meet you. Which one?
Option B is much better. It's warm, personal, and natural. Option A is too stiff and formal. It doesn't sound like real conversation.
Situation 2. You want to ask about your child's grades. Option A, tell me the grades. Option B, could you tell me how she's been doing in your class? Which one?
Option B again. Could you tell me is polite and shows respect. Option A sounds like a demand, which creates a negative feeling immediately.
Situation 3. The teacher mentions your child has been talking too much in class. Option A, that's not true. My child is very quiet at home. Option B, oh, I see. I'll have a talk with him about that. What do you suggest we do? Which one?
Option B. Even if you're surprised, it's better to listen first, accept the information calmly, and ask for solutions. Option A sounds defensive, and it might make the teacher less willing to help.
Situation 4. The conference is ending and you want to close politely. Option A, okay, bye. Option B, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. I'll work on these things at home. Which one? I think you know.
Option B, of course. Closing the meeting warmly leaves a lasting good impression. Now try creating your own sentence. How would you end a parent-teacher conference? Write it in the comments. Remember, real conversation is always better than perfect sentences. Keep practicing.
Wow, we covered so much today. You now have so many useful phrases for a parent-teacher conference. I'm really proud of you for staying with us through the whole episode.
Let's do a quick review of the 3 main areas we covered. First, greeting and introducing yourself. Say your name, your child's name, and thank the teacher. Second, asking about progress. Use polite questions about academics, behavior, and social skills. Third, discussing problems. Stay calm, use we language, and always ask what you can do to help.
You've done an amazing job today. Even if you practice just 2 or 3 of these phrases before your next conference, you'll feel so much more confident. That's what we're here for, to help you feel ready for real life in English.
Here's a question to think about. Which part of a parent-teacher conference do you find most difficult? Is it the greeting, asking questions, or discussing problems? Tell us in the comments. We really want to know.
If today's episode helped you, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps our channel grow. Share this video with a friend or family member who might need these phrases. And don't forget to subscribe to Simple English Talks so you get every new episode. We post regularly, and every episode is designed just for you.
You're doing amazing work on your English journey. Every episode you listen to, every comment you write, every sentence you practice, it all adds up. We believe in you. Take care of yourselves, keep practicing, and we'll see you next time.